What's up, everybody? So I'm working on the Sportster chopper project. I think today I'm gonna chop the old frame and potentially tack in the new hardtail. So I've already taken the front end off. I just took the rear wheel off, pulling the motor right now. This is the front end on it. Front wheel, rear wheel. It's definitely a big boy chopper. Alright, so the only thing that's holding the motor in right now is these back two bolts. It honestly wasn't really bolted up, which is cool. Holy shit. Look at all this water that just came out. That's insane. Yeah, I found a broken drill bit in here. Nice. So there's the new hardtail. TC Bros hardtail. This is also a TC Bros hardtail, but obviously it's terrible. So I just basically need to somehow get the inside tube out of there from the old hardtail and just clean up the bottom here, and then I can fit up the motor and bolt everything together and then weld it all up. Alright, so far I have this slide hammer connected to the inside pipe. I drilled out the holes. That guy came right out. Just gotta clean the inside of this, get all the rust out of there.
Now you have your spots to weld.
Clean these insides on the end. And then I just noticed that there's like this huge ding on the frame here. So that kind of sucks. Whatever. Alright, the motor's all bolted up. For the most part, fitment looks pretty good. That space is pretty big. So that's kind of concerning. I don't want to fill that all with weld puddle. That would be a lot of weld. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Yesterday I went and picked up a rear wheel for it and some front forks because the ones that I had were 2008 lowers, and I'm gonna have to build them later for another Sportster, but for now I figured these were only a couple $100 and it came with an axle. So I also fit up the axle to this front 21 that I've had lying around for a while. The axle fits on that. So now I have 16 rear and a 21 front for this Sportster. So today's agenda, we are gonna be pulling the motor back out, welding the rest of the frame, and then I'm gonna put the frame onto this lift and put on the rear wheel and put on the front end, put the motor back in obviously, and see if I can get a roller today, because I know that'll motivate me to continue working on it. It's gonna shred. Whoa! So as you can see, it's pretty far distance there, but I'm just basically gonna weld this seam, and then close the seam up.
Kind of looks like that one's a little closer.
I hope it didn't twist out a little bit
Might have.
from pulling the motor.
I want to double check.
All right, so I wasn't able to attack this side when with the motor in, because it was so close to that back wall, and it was later in the day. So as we pulled it out, it looks like this side kind of separated a little bit. I'm gonna have to put the motor back in and tack this side. A lot of putting the motor in and out. The motor's freaking heavy. All right, the motor's back in, thanks to the help of Mike. It's definitely easier getting out than it is getting back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld right there. Yeah, it looks like it definitely moved a little bit. So I'm glad I did that. Alright, that's all welded up. So it's time to pull the motor again. much done for the day. I think this is a good stopping point. So I'm not going to be using that gas tank or that seat, obviously. That's from the shovel head. And I think I'm going to make my own oil bag for this bike. This is just like a horseshoe from a Big Twin that I mocked up. It doesn't look that bad with this setup right now, honestly. Hardtail is welded on. Front end is somewhat together. I need a few things for it. And I just gotta cut the bungs and stuff for that rear fender. I gotta get a brake for the rear wheel, a brake rotor for the front wheel. For the chain drive, I gotta get a sprocket. That's what it is, a sprocket for that guy. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. The thing's pretty sick. I like the pipes a lot. So yeah, stay tuned.